Hey, welcome back to Kuros BI. We are live at FabCon. We are talking with Jay Bishop from DBT Labs. Excited to have you here, Jay. How the heck are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing really great, Chris. Thank you for having me here in your booth to talk with your audience. I'm excited to, um, yeah, enjoy FabCon with you. I'm having a blast.
Well, fantastic. For those of you who don't know Jay, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Jay Bishop. I'm a senior solutions architect at DBT Labs. DBT is data analytics best practice, software engineering best practices for data analytics. So I spent about a decade in the data and analytics space. In my past life, I was a consultant for Verizon and brought DBT to Verizon to take our dashboard development time down to about a tenth, save six figures in compute expenses in our warehouse. And so I love this tool. I'm really excited to be able to represent this team and be part of its growth.
That's fantastic. We at Baker Tilly, we love DBT Labs. We use it on all of our client engagements. We recently saw a 70% reduction in CUs by switching over to DBTs on an
Wow.
existing process. So we are huge supporters of DBT Labs. Now, there's a whole bunch of new announcements that are coming out around DBT and a lot of exciting topics.
Yeah.
I know we've been talking about a lot on DBT and AI. What are some of the insights you could bring this audience around that topic?
Shoot. Yeah, there's a lot going on with DBT. We're constantly building. We're very excited about our DBT Fusion engine, which says has 30 times faster parse times. It's all rewritten in Rust. We think that in the future, AI agents are going to do a lot of the data analytics work and a lot of the consumption of data, but you need a human in the loop. You need to have these golden paths so that your AI agents can actually give have a predictive outcome,
Sure.
as opposed a prescriptive outcome as opposed to just predictive writing SQL from scratch. We're seeing DBT be really leveraged, especially with our DBT MCP server that came out
Mm.
last year, by AI agents to really have better outcomes to get the same answer that you might get from a dashboard or something like that.
So if someone wanted to get started with DBT Labs and your MCP server, what would be their first step?
That's a great question. It depends on where you are today. I
Mhm.
mean, you have to have something like Fabric or Snowflake or another data warehouse
Mhm.
typically to use DBT. But there's our DBT core open source.
Mhm.
There's the VS Code extension that you can download today in VS Code, start using DBT, or you can reach out to someone like myself to have it if you need to bring DBT to a larger organization.
Fantastic. And if I was just trying to solo it and power this through and
Yeah.
you know what, I got 4 hours this afternoon, what resources does DBT provide to get somebody up and running with the tool?
That's a great question, Chris. If you only have 4 hours, then you're not going to be able to go through our entire 4 hour DBT fundamentals training. But we do provide a huge library of instructor-led training on DBT. Lately, I've been really loving like Claude Code or
Mm.
if you have ChatGPT or Gemini. These are great tools for teaching you new skills. Um, I mean, I've been in this role for 4 months. I've had to
Okay.
learn so much on the job,
Yeah.
and just being able to ask questions to these AI agents and get answers back that I can use, it's impressive. So if you only have 4 hours to learn DBT and you actually want to build something, I would ask an agent to do it for you and then make sure that you ask the questions along the way to make sure that you do it right. Have it
Mhm.
teach you about YAML. Ask it, what is YAML? Ask it, what is important to put in documentation? What are some tests that I can write? Stuff like that. And you can really build something out. Yeah.
You bring up a good topic. These LLMs are great for having a conversation with.
Yeah.
And it's not just, hey, can you create this for me? But hey, can you explain this to me? I'm trying to do this, right? I think that's a great point that a lot of people miss and then they get upset, like, hey, I just asked you a generic question and what it produced wasn't exactly right. So
Yeah.
uh, I'm not happy with it.
Yeah.
Having done this before, are there any tips for the types of prompts you found that are successful in helping guide people along this path?
Totally. I think that you really want to prompt specifically
Hmm.
and just kind of get in the idea of this is your very high energy, very highly caffeinated intern,
Yeah.
but they know nothing about your organization.
Okay.
So,
Oh, I
you
like
need to,
that.
yeah.
This is your high energy caffeinated intern. who knows nothing about your organization. Oh, we
Yeah.
should get that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
should be like Claude's tagline.
Okay, yeah, and yeah. If they start using it, I'll collect my royalties.
There you go.
But so that's the way that I think about it. It does help though to actually get outcomes that work because you can train it over time. You can also harden these agents with something like, hey, this entire workflow that we just went through this morning, turn that into a skill. And then if that skill didn't get the outcomes you wanted, turn that into a fully, a Python application, right?
Sure.
And so you can continue to harden these over time. DBT can be part of that process, and you can the DBT project can give you your like end-to-end lineage, and the testing and everything that kind of puts these golden paths together so that
Mm.
the agent can like not just write SQL that you lose at the end of the session, but that you actually build something that evolves over time.
Oh, I
Yeah.
absolutely love that. I love the concept of like, hey, we're going to start here and we're going to work with it until we evolve to like a solution that it's going to continue to evolve in the future.
All right.
One of the challenges I know a lot of people have faced when they start to work with like code and Claude, and I don't know if you're going to say, "Oh yeah, I have a solution to this," or you're going to say, "I don't. I've never thought about that." That's totally fine either way, right?
I have no idea.
But yeah, right. Nobody does because I'm about to say it. Um, uh, so I've seen people that have used like Claude and they put in a series of prompts and then they generate code and then you have code that's detached from prompts and like recreating that code or modifying that code becomes a challenge because the prompt history for what generated that code isn't there. Are there any tools or techniques that you know of for how people address that gap or that break between the prompts and the generated code?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that's especially an interesting question in the data space
Hmm.
because if you think about like an application, a traditional application, something like where Cursor was so huge, is that it can just ingest the entire repository
Right,
into a huge context window, and then it doesn't really necessarily need the history. It knows the current state.
right,
With data, it's all hidden in the warehouse. And
right.
you've got trillions of rows. You're not going to be able to ever get, well, maybe one day, but you're not going to get that in a context window, right?
Well,
Or
especially
it
if you
wouldn't
have
be
petabytes
secure
of
either.
data,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
how would you ingest petabytes of data for it to
Exactly.
infer something from, right?
Yeah. So that is why effectively what we're trying to do with our DBT Fusion engine
Mm,
is we have built an engine that not just doesn't just compile your SQL, but it actually understands SQL and it compiles the entire project
mhm,
simultaneously. And it's able to create a lot of extremely powerful metadata as well as like descriptions on every column, tests that validate columns have certain expectations. And so that becomes sort of the full picture
mhm.
of your data warehouse, and you don't necessarily have to, retrain the agent every single time you go
Gotcha.
back to work on that.
I think that's fantastic,
Yeah.
and to me, what you've outlined there, that data quality, the history, like what it is you're trying to do, it's that information that you need. You know, you need agents, or that agents need in order to be successful. So I love that DBT Labs is at that focal point. Um, Now, before we sign off, like if you were gonna talk directly to someone who's watching this video and they're like, okay, I want to get started, I want to do this stuff, what would be that first step you'd want them to take?
Okay. Um, it just, stay curious
Mhm.
and have a builder mentality. Don't, in data, I've been in data for 10 years. We love to do things ad hoc. We love to get the answer. We want to get across the finish line as soon as possible. But if you can just take a little bit of a slower pace and, build purposefully to be able to repeat what you're working on today into the future, then I think your career grows, your scope of what you're able to handle in your job grows, and I think you grow as an individual as well as you like learn these new technologies and you learn how to really replace yourself at work. So that would be my urge. Stay curious and have a builder mentality. That's what I'd recommend.
I love that. Jay, thank you so much for coming in
Thank you,
and
Chris.
being
Enjoyed
here.
this.
I really appreciate it. Hey, and thank you for tuning in and watching this video. If you've got something out of this, make sure you hit that like button. If you got questions or items, ask those down below in the chat. And as always, you have the best day ever. Peace.
Peace.
Baker Tilly Digital combines strategic industry insight and advanced technical expertise to uncover and solve your digital transformation challenges. If you're interested in learning more, check out our website at bakertilly.com/digital.